Hi everyone, I'm Karan and welcome to Karan's Gyan. Today I'm going to talk about a secret that not many people know, but those who know won't share it. This secret is the secret to get rich in the share market without spending a lot of time looking for stocks. This secret is about low cost index funds. If you know, low cost index funds is advocated by Mr. Warren Buffett in countless AGM meetings of Berkshire Hathaway. He has always advocated investors to invest in low cost index funds. And it is not just Warren Buffett who advocates low cost index funds, a variety of prominent investors advocate low cost index funds. So, let us understand what is so great about low cost index funds, and I would mathematically prove why low cost index funds would give you much better returns than any other portfolio, and why low cost index funds would perform better and better each year. So here is a quote by Mr. Warren Buffett. He says, if you invested in a very low cost index funds where you don't put the money in at one time but average it over 10 years, you'll do better than 90% of the people who start investing at the same time. So he says that if you put an SIP in a low cost index fund, a very low cost index fund, in fact, you'll do better than 90% of the people who start investing at the same time as you do. This is a second quote by Mr. Warren Buffett. He says a low cost index fund is the most sensible equity investment for the great majority of investors. My mentor, Ben Graham, took this position many years ago, and everything I have seen since convinced me of its truth. So, to those who don't know about Benjamin Graham, he's a very famous author. He is a mentor to Warren Buffett. So Warren Buffett used to read a lot of articles of Benjamin Graham, a lot of books of Benjamin Graham, such as The Intelligent Investor, which is one of the best books ever written for investments. And after reading his books, Warren Buffett was adamant that he would only go to Columbia Business School because Benjamin Graham taught there, and they both sat together. Benjamin Graham became a mentee to Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett learned a great deal from Benjamin Graham. So, if both Benjamin Graham and Warren Buffett, prominent investors in the stock market, advocate for low cost index funds, there must be something to it, right? Well, don't worry, I'm here for you, and I would answer this question in detail. What is so great about low cost index funds? So, what is an index fund? Um, Index fund is basically a mutual fund or an exchange traded fund that tracks an index, where an index is basically Nifty 50 or Sensex. If I talk about Indian market, so what is an index? An index is, for example, Nifty 50 is an index of well diversified 50 companies, and this index generally reflects the overall market condition. If I talk about index in general, it's like the first page of a book. So when you open a book, the first page you see is an index. So an index summarizes the entire book of 200 pages in one page. So similarly is an index of a stock market. It summarizes the entire stock market in one script. So an entire stock market of more than 1000 to 2000 shares is summarized by one script, which is known as Nifty 50. So, Nifty 50 is supposed to reflect the overall conditions of the market. So, if someone sees that Nifty 50 is up, it means the market is up. So, Nifty 50 index is computed using free float market capitalization method. And this is the reason why low cost index fund does better than other funds. So I would be showing you how free float market methodology works. So this free float market methodology is calculated by taking the equity price of the share, multiplying it by the number of shares that are readily available in the market. So I'm talking about Nifty 50. So I'll be talking about Nifty 50 shares in this case. So free float methodology equals to share price into the free float available of that share. So free float is generally shares that are available in the market that are trading at a given point of time. So if I talk about free float, it is those shares that are available in the market except promoter holding. So promoter holding is not freely trading in the market. Uh, all the shares apart from promoter holding is known as free float. So here free float is basically number of shares issued to locked in shares, and free float of a company does not change over many years, so we can consider free float to be a constant in this case. So we can say free float methodology is directly proportional to the share price, and hence we can say, and I'm sorry to be blunt here, we can say that Nifty 50 is rigged here, and index is rigged, and Nifty 50 is not showing overall market conditions by using free float methodology, and you can use it for your advantage. Since you know Nifty 50 is rigged, you can invest in Nifty 50 as a whole and earn money over a period of time. So why is it rigged? Free float methodology basically say that a index is directly proportional to the share price. Okay, so it means that if a share component of a index is doing good, it means that it will have a higher weightage. Now I would explain this, don't worry. So like you can see, this is the Nifty 50 chart. If I look from 996 to right now, it has always been increasing and it has given extraordinary returns, as I would say. Now, talking about how Nifty 50 is rigged and how free float methodology always increases the index's price. So we will look at Nifty 50 weightage and share prices. So what I'm trying to say is free float methodology gives higher weightage to shares that are performing well and gives lower weightage to shares that are not performing that so well. So if I talk about weightage of Reliance Industries in Nifty 50 on May 31st, so then Reliance Industries price was about 1464 rupees and it had a weightage of 11.88%. But if I talk about July 31st, Reliance Industries has a weightage of 14%, whereas its price is about 2000 rupees. So since Reliance Industries is performing better, it has had about a 40% increase in price. Its weightage has increased in Nifty 50. If I talk about, I say HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank hasn't been performing as great as Reliance Industries. Its price has only gone up from 950 rupees to 1000 rupees. Hence, its weightage in Nifty 50 has decreased from 10.34% to 9.56%. All right. For example, if I take example of ITC, ITC has not given positive returns. If I talk about returns from May 31st to July 31st, ITC share price has gone from 197 rupees to 194 rupees, and hence its weightage in Nifty 50 has gone from 4.32% to 3.62%. So do you see a pattern here? The Nifty 50 is increasing weightage of shares that are performing well in the market, whereas it is decreasing weightage of shares that is performing not so well, and that's why I'm calling Nifty 50 rigged. Uh, I don't mean to talk bad about Nifty 50. It is just the structure of Nifty 50 that makes it look that the market is doing well, and this is a strategy used by exchanges to attract investors by using Nifty 50. Nifty 50 is not reflecting the overall market conditions while it should. Now, talking about a better explanation. So, if I look at price change, Reliance Industries has had a 40% price change and its weightage has increased about 2%. Like I showed you, from 11.88% to 14%, because of 40% price change. But if I look at HDFC Bank and HDFC, I see they haven't been performing at par with Reliance Industries, and because of their size and because of their free float market capitalization, which is as high as Reliance Industries, they haven't been rewarded and their weightage has been decreased. Now, talking about Infosys, another share, it has given excellent returns over the past 2 months. It has had a price change of positive 40%, whereas its weightage change has increased by 1.21%. So, do you see a pattern here? This is again a detailed example of pattern. We see significant gains in Reliance Industries and Infosys, and thus we see the weightage is increased for Reliance Industries and Infosys. Again, I am telling you, Nifty 50 is increasing weightage of shares that are doing better to shares that are not doing that well. If I talk about ITC has weightage decreased by about 0.7% because it is doing poorly. It has given negative returns of 1.62%. Now, this is pretty much about why is index fund rigged and how you can use it to your advantage. So, index fund is basically increasing because it is increasing the weightage of those shares that are doing well, and this is rigged, like I'm time and time again telling you. But how can you use this to your advantage? Well, you can buy low cost index fund. So what happens is, how what is an index fund particularly? So index fund is a fund that tracks the Nifty share price. So if I talk about index fund here, I'm talking about ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 ETF, which is light blue in color, to the share price of Nifty 50. And as you can see, it is closely tracking Nifty 50 price. So how does a index fund track an index? So basically, a fund manager would keep on buying and selling shares according to the change in the weightage of that particular share in the index. So if I'm talking about Reliance Industry, if Reliance Industries weightage is increasing, he'll buy more Reliance Industry. If HDFC Bank weightage is decreasing, he'll sell HDFC Bank. And similarly, he'll try to keep a similar composition of the Nifty 50 index in order for him to track the Nifty 50 index. So basically, he's buying and selling shares that adds to brokerage fees, commissions, depository charges, and expenses. So since he's buying shares, and in order to match the weightage of index, he's buying and selling shares. So this would give rise to some tracking error, and this would give rise to some expenses. So what are low cost? When I talk about index funds, if a fund manager is buying and selling shares, it'll cost money such as brokerage fees, depository charges, and other taxes. Also, fund managers would have their own fees that have to be covered. So you have to look for funds that have low cost associated with them and have low tracking error. So these are some examples of funds with their expense ratio and tracking error. So we need to look for low expense ratios. We look for low expense ratios such as, I would say, uh, maybe ICICI Prudential and Nifty 50 ETF. So HDFC Nifty 50 ETF. So both have the lowest expense ratio. If I look at tracking error, LIC mutual fund has the highest tracking error, has the lowest tracking error. So it is tracking the index the best with the least error in the tracking. So as you can see, it has least tracking error while its expense ratio is the highest. This may be because that maybe the fund manager is buying and selling shares in order to match the weightage of the index every 5 minutes, whereas ICICI Prudential and Nifty 50 Bank are buying and selling shares to match the weightage every 10 minutes. So that's why the expense ratio is higher for LIC mutual fund, and tracking error is obviously lower. So particularly, I would say, if you want to invest in low cost index funds, choose HDFC Nifty 50 ETF and ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 ETF. Personally, I invest in ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 ETF. I am not a spokesperson for ICICI. I just chose ICICI because its units are basically cheaper. 100 units of ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 equals to 1 unit of Nifty 50. So if I have 100 exchange traded funds of ICICI Prudential Nifty 50, I have 1 unit of Nifty 50. Whereas for HDFC, it is 10 units. So SDFC is basically 10 times more expensive than ICICI Prudential. So talking about ICICI Prudential, I have a quiz for you. So like I said, I've already given the answer, but anyways, so as you can see, ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 is tracking the index. This is the chart for it. We are seeing Monday, 10th of August 2020. We are seeing the price. Then we see overall the ETF has dipped by about 7.2%, while the index has dipped about 7.43%. So you can see a tracking error of almost 0.23%, which is at par with the tracking error given here, which is 0.24%. Again, there'll be some decimal difference that is not considered here. So as you can see, this is the tracking. You can see some tracking error in between where the overlap of Nifty 50 ETF is not as much as the Nifty 50 index. So my question is, why is ICICI Prudential ETF trading at 119 rupees while CNX Nifty 50 or the index is trading at 11,270 rupees? Shouldn't ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 be trading at 112 rupees? Why is there a 7 rupee premium? Well, the answer is simple. It is dividend. Well, like I said, index fund is basically the fund manager would buy these shares according to their weightage. Now, what would happen if Reliance Industry gives a dividend? What would happen then? So obviously, if Reliance Industry gives a dividend, it would be added to the portfolio of ETF. So these this extra 7 rupee is extra 7 rupee or about 6 rupee 50 paisa is about the dividend that is paid over the lifetime of the index fund, and it has added accumulated over time, and thus since dividend has to go to the mutual fund owners and fund houses cannot keep them, it is added into the NAV of ICICI Prudential Nifty 50. So this is my take on ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 and overall low cost index funds. And I urge all my investors who want to invest in some mutual fund or exchange traded fund and want to earn money over time without spending a lot of time in the share market by tracking, discovering, or finding companies, invest in mutual fund, invest in low cost index funds, and trust me, like Warren Buffett says, you'll do better than 90% of the people who start investing at the same time as you do. So guys, this is it. I hope you like my video and my research, and if you want this document, hit me up. I can share the link with you. So thank you very much and have a nice day.